Hello everyone, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw on December 17th, 2012. And of course this was the Slammy Award edition of Monday Night Raw this week. And basically it came off a little bit weird, at least in the terms of matches, because every time they went to commercial break they were waiting for the voting for the next Slammy Award, and as they did that, the next match was pretty much already in the ring set up, just waiting for that to happen. So you didn't really get to see many of the entrances or anything like that you typically would get to see on Raw or at any other WWE event. And at least you didn't get to see that on TV, where you probably got to see it at least live in the crowd if you were in the crowd that night. But honestly, the Slammy Awards was, the whole Slammy Awards show is never really much about the matches. It's more about who shows up, who's presenting the awards, who returns that night. Of course, you got to see the reuniting of the New Age Outlaws this time around. You also got to see the Boogeyman this time around. That was kind of a little bit of a shocking return, because nobody really would expect him to ever show up again. Some of the really good returns. Good to see Mean Gene Okerlund and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on there. That was very nice to see. Of course, the big return of the night was the return of Ric Flair to Monday Night Raw and the WWE. He presented the Superstar of the Year award, and then had a very good segment right afterwards with CM Punk and Paul Heyman, eventually putting Paul Heyman in the figure 4, and then eventually having his run-in with the Shield. And then, this led to Team Hell No coming out there. This led to Ryback coming out there. And all in all, that was a really good segment of the show right there. It was just getting all those guys together into the ring area, and it just came off really well, at least in my mind it did. And of course, most of the night was stemming off of everything that did happen throughout the TLC pay-per-view. You saw the continuation of Kofi Kingston and Wade Barrett. You also saw somewhat of a continuation, of course, with the Shield and Team Hell No and Ryback in that case. You also saw another rematch with 3MB versus Alberto Del Rio, The Miz, and instead of the Brooklyn Brawler tonight, it ended up being Tommy Dreamer. So they were going with the theme of where they were. Of course, them being in Philadelphia, where ECW was originated from, Tommy Dreamer was probably the best choice in this case. So it was good to see Tommy Dreamer into a match again as well. Another main area that they focused on throughout most of the night, which was the John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, AJ, and Vicky storyline going around. Of course, they brought out AJ during the whole Kiss of the Year award, and eventually it was leading to Vicky trying to get answers from AJ, which led to Dolph Ziggler coming out there and splitting the two of them up. And then, of course, AJ making out with Dolph Ziggler, which led into, that didn't lead into the match, but, later on the night when Sheamus had knocked out Big Show, Dolph Ziggler was trying to cash in Money in the Bank. John Cena comes out, stops him. A nice little teaser out there, making people think that, he's cashing in, but a nice little tease for not cashing in on the night. Sorry. And that led to John Cena and Vicky Guerrero versus AJ and Dolph Ziggler. The match itself wasn't much of anything. Eventually, both AJ and Vicky leave the ringside area, but only to see AJ return when John Cena has the main upper hand with another NXT guy coming in. It's nice to see that they're bringing in new NXT guys up to the main roster, giving them a chance to be out there with the main stars, be out there and get some exposure. Tonight was I believe his name was Big E Langston. If I messed that up, I'm sorry on that, but I believe that was the person, and he came out and attacked John Cena, and that's pretty much where they ended the show for the night. And all in all, like I said, the main focus around the Slammy Award night is pretty much them doing a few entertaining things with the Slammy Awards and maybe having a good match or two in there. But tonight, not much. There wasn't too much focus on the matches. You did get a little bit of a continuation to some storylines from the pay-per-view from the night before in there. But all in all, nothing too special went down outside, of course, you know, the big return with Ric Flair. So overall, Raw wasn't all that great. You had some good returns in there, but nothing too special. Hopefully they'll, you know, start their big push towards the Royal Rumble with next week, even though it is the Christmas Eve episode. They probably will do something with continuing storylines going into the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. That's my review for Monday Night Raw this week. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.